as we come towards the end of 2020, we are looking at a hope of ending this year on a high. And as we are into the final stage of transformation through this particular year, we are bringing you a series of sessions that are specifically going to discuss the challenges that you are expected to face over the next 6 to 12 months, how the new normal would be arrived at, what are going to be the different aspects of new normal, and how all of us are expected to work and cope up with this new normal. So as an entrepreneur, when you look at the new normal, we need to understand the first and the most important lesson that we have all caught up is regarding the cash flows. So the first episode for this particular series is also going to be around making your enterprise financially aware. I'm Charudatta from Surut Consultants.
I'm Anuradha Kavuri. I'm a psychologist.
So together we are going to give you a perspective from the business as well as from a human psychology perspective. What we have observed so far is that this particular year has created a lot of challenges for individuals. So it is very important for an entrepreneur to look at their enterprise and their team from an operational as well as from an individual perspective. So this is the concept of having two different perspectives being shared with you on a single topic. So let me begin with the first topic that we discussed, making your enterprise financially literate. For all these years, entrepreneurs have been guilty of keeping the finances and financial situation very close to them. It was only the promoter and the account manager who precisely knew what was happening in the organization, and everybody was expected to do their job. All of a sudden, with the lockdown, with the cash flow getting stuck, people are coming back and asking the employer about their salaries, their perks. As we are entering the Diwali season right now, where people have started discussing, maybe in a hushed tone, but about the Diwali bonuses as well. So this particular period is going to be very crucial for an entrepreneur to understand how is he going to manage his crowd. And this is where we want you to look at an aspect of making your entire team, your entire company aware about what is the impact of their own actions on company's balance sheet, on company's profit and loss statement, and most importantly, as on date, on the company's cash flow and the working capital. While most of the people seem to be very confident about their own cash flows and are very, very cautious about their own managing their own finances, a lot of people don't really seem to get this aspect when it comes to company. So first part is I would request another madam to please share what is exactly stopping people from applying the same criteria to the enterprise as well.
So thank you so much, Charu, for that question. So initially, as soon as the lockdown was, it was announced, सबके दिमाग में काफी ज़्यादा tension था because it was a sort of uncertainty. Few days they felt that okay, it is just a matter of 1 or 2 weeks. But as and when it got extended, so the first month we have seen people, relaxing a bit, thinking that they're getting their family time. But after that, slowly it started getting onto the nerve because there was a lot of uncertainty. What is going to happen, and what are the things as a leader, right? They are supposed to do. And suddenly the uncertainty has turned into a different sort of darkness from where suddenly they did not see any light. But there are many, many, many companies which came up with many innovative ideas. Okay. So just like, for example, if we talk about ticketing platform TownScript, initially it was only a ticketing platform which, the guys were promoting their events on it, and then the ticketing part was done from there. But we have seen that they have changed their platform into a virtual platform wherein everyone started working on their platforms. So innovation was the first thing which actually a leader had to think of. So just like this TownScript, there are many, many, many other examples that we can mention about. But as a leader, I think it is more of how mindful they were at that point of time or mindful they are right now. Because it's been like 6 months now, and they've gone through all the phases of trauma. I should be saying that because not knowing what to do and expectations of the employees, taking care of them because they cannot lay off them, right? They want to retain their employees. So for a mindful leader, it is more important to first keep himself calm and then look for opportunities, look for collaborations. Who are the people who can help us? Who are the people who would actually help us in, helping our employees? How can we take care of our workforce and about, and the same installations that they have? So there are different segments that they were working on. And a leader being mindful is being calm first, try to see which is the way out from here rather than sticking to the conventional ways. Now, the scenario is just like unlearning everything that they have learned till now and learning different other aspects of business, which actually can give a lot of insight into a brighter future.
Agree. One of the first example that comes to my mind is about unit in around outskirts of Mumbai who wanted to start around the COVID time there into essential services, but the challenge was regarding how do they ensure that the manpower is taken care of. So they brought in a very simple solution. They just appointed a doctor who would be there at 8 o'clock in the morning and he would check each and everybody who was entering into the plant. So it took about an hour's time for the doctor to validate. Whoever he was not comfortable, he was sending him back. But that simple solution ensured that within last 6 months, none of the employee tested positive, and but they are able to run plant effectively for the last 6 months. So as you rightly said, it is very important for a leader to be mindful in this situation and have a very practical examples around it. You also got an idea regarding identify who are the people who can be treated to be the next generation leader, understand these aspects. So does it mean that when we are looking at the individual, do we need to identify only the specific people and they need to be basically trained on being aware of the financial part, or can we have a larger initiative wherein most of the people are actually made aware of the financial situation? What would be your guidance on this?
So I think yes, financial awareness is something which is to be given to the employees, which is then there is some sort of transparency. Okay, there is some sort of trust, and we are talking about a situational leadership, wherein the leader himself is aware of whatever is happening around. Okay, that is the first part. Second part, just awareness doesn't help the leader in dealing with the issues, right? So he also needs to be empathetic towards the employees. He needs to understand what is the requirement of the company. And the leader has, he can be very successful if he can keep the company before him. Okay, before thinking about him, if he keeps the company, then the approach that the leader would take will be more responsible. And just being transparent with the employees, explain everything to them, and then make them feel how important they are in the organization they are in. So that actually helps, because even the leader is dealing with different issues and the employees are dealing with totally different issues. They are not very certain about their job. They have their own, just for example of a middle class person who is working, right? He is having a lot of EMIs that he needs to pay. He has his children, his parents, his wife, his family to take care of. There are many families wherein wife and husband both were working, but both the jobs are in danger now. So once, as a leader, if you're able to give the confidence to the employee, it will rise his productivity, and it will build that trust in the organization, and whatever the employee would be adding to the organization will be a value addition. So that is where these people need to work on. And the third aspect is more like believing that yes, there are some certain skills which are to be developed. Every employee needs to develop on certain aspect. Like HR has been doing very good. So rather than seeing it in different segments, yes, all total, where are we right now? If you are just mindful, if you are a situational leader, then you will understand where am I exactly right now. I'll be aware of my situation. I will reflect on what I am doing right now so that I can find an answer to how can I keep myself, my company, and my employees safe.
Agree. Let me share some of the practical examples of how things have happened so far. So I'll go department by department. Well, so we are talking with a company which is right now working very closely with its client to look at how their planning is working. And they are also appreciating that the client also does not have a forecast beyond a month. And the company which was used to work on a 3-month forecast is right now doing a lot of dynamic planning at their own level, even in Excel sheets, to ensure that the procurement is happening only for that one particular month. So this is where the sales and the planning is working together. They have taken customer into confidence. They have offered them the discount and ensure that the money collection is happening on the time. So the revenue, the input side is taken care of. The revenue collection part is taken care of. Planning is taken care of. In one of the organizations wherein we are working, this particular company has taken the complete production team into confidence, and they have revised their entire production schedules in a way wherein they are operating only in one shift. So what's happening out there is that they are right now ensuring that people come on alternate days. So their production is segregated, the people schedule is segregated, and they are that is ensuring that their costs are minimum. The company is able to run, and they are at least able to offer 50% salaries to all the employees. That's the second example we are looking at. Third company is utilizing this particular opportunity to restructure their internal communication was with the client as well. So what they have done is that they have set up their quality process. They have looked at rejection in a very strong way, and somewhere they've been operating at 3 and 4%. Now they have taken a target that they want to bring it to 0.5%. So this is going to be the 3.5% is going to be the contribution coming in from quality towards the overall working capital. That's one bit. And another employer is right now working with his team very closely. He has brought all the team together, and he is explaining the complete working of the employees, the company's accounting and the balance sheet to the complete staff, telling them where they stand, what is the potential the company holds for them, and he is telling them that if 10 of you are going to be the core team of this organization for next 5 years, and while you suffer today, I'll ensure that within 5 years, all your expectations from growth, your financial as well as career-wise growth can be taken care of. So as we right now discussed, the ideas around building the confidence with the team, doing very practical steps in the smaller steps as well to ensure that we are ultimately reaching out to the objective is something that all the employees are doing. There is another aspect that I would like to bring in here is regarding the financial structuring of the organization. What we have been observing is that a lot of promoters are not very forthcoming in terms of understanding how they have been using the working capital. A lot of them have run into certain troubles even in terms of excess inventory, looking at certain blockages, receivable part, and they have taken a lot of unsecured loans to manage those gaps, expecting the business to operate as usual. Now, most of these unsecured loans happen at anywhere between 14 to 17%. And with the current situation, with the reduction in the overall requirement itself, serving those particular interests is becoming very, very critical. And this would either take the client towards NPA, or it would block their cash flow and create a very unnecessary pressure within the system or within the promoter's own personal life. So what we would recommend all the promoters to do is to have a very realistic assessment of where do they stand. Use schemes like the emergency credit line guarantee scheme, or work with the government authorities to secure some kind of a funding and ensure that any these high interest items are taken care of, they are cleared off, and the company keeps the cost of finance minimum to maintain itself into the viability zone. One thing that we would like to discuss at this point in time is regarding how do the promoters themselves keep themselves motivated. So that is what we would like to understand. What would be your idea for people to move their mindset from being very secured about finances to be open about finances with the employees? How this transformation can happen within the entrepreneur?
So we are talking about emotional resilience here. So resilience is something, as a leader, a lot of people have actually gone through a lot of ups and downs. But this is something that no business leader or business owner must have gone through this situation, right? So this is where, emotionally they need to be adaptable to the new change, learn a lot of new skills, make their workforce equipped with something like a parachute when you are jumping from an airplane, right? So whatever situation it might be, the leader himself, if he is open enough to change and then confident enough that we can dive through the situation, that confidence will actually help the employees to sail with him. So that is one of the things. And the second thing is, as a leader, you have to be calm, practice some gratitude, identify people who have been with you in your darkest of times. Because gratitude does keep you grounded, and then it will help you grow again. So that is the second thing I surely would suggest for the leaders.
We look forward to your responses on how did you find this particular session. We would be sharing few more insights regarding the skills that you would need to survive in the new normal. We'd also look at how the enterprise needs to transform itself and how the individuals and the employees also need to transform themselves along with the business leaders and the business owners. Please share your feedback to us on the email IDs listed here. We'll be very happy to incorporate all those suggestions into conversation. And if you'd like us to cover some specific topics, please share that as well. We'll be very happy to cover those topics for you. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you so much.